Okay, just making sure that I am live. Hello. Hello, everyone. How are we all today? Let me just turn my brightness up because it is very dark on my phone for some reason. Hello, Avalanche Avenue. Hello. If you guys are wondering why I'm looking here and here, it's because I've got screen and screen. I'm live on Instagram and on Facebook, and I'm just adjusting my little mic. Do you know it's something different? My couch is finally here, so that's awesome. I'm really excited about that. Bellamia Ceramics, crafted by Steph, The Painting Meadow, Detoxing. I like that name. That's awesome. Plemont Bay Print Co. I haven't got my glasses on, so if I mispronounce any of these, that'll be why. The Painted Meadow. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you guys are watching. You can hear me and see me. Leanne says hi. Hello, Leanne. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, says Chrysalis Costume Design. Hello, happy Monday. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We have Amy here as well. Hello, Amy. The Fizz Biz 11. Hello, happy Monday. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes for people to hop on before I get going. I'm so excited about today. I love talking about like branding and what like everyone's working on this week. So this is awesome. I'm so excited for this. Hello, Claire. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. If it's the first time you're joining me, let me know. And as always, let me know what it is that you sell and why you sell it. Let me know. So how are we liking the new camera layout? Like, how are we liking the, I'm literally sat with a window and a window, whereas in my old office, I was sat like with my back against the window. So it was always like artificial light, whereas here, and you can see on Instagram, it's quite like warm. Yeah, I'm a bit of a camera nerd, so I like to play around with like the cameras and stuff like that. But little cherub keepsakes, hello. Studio A Handmade, Canal Made Jewelry, hello, hello, hello to all three of you. Okay. So let me know what you guys working on this week. What is it that you sell? And also, are you new here? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. So if it's your first time here, introduce yourself, what you sell and why. That'll be awesome to know. What do you sell and why? Sketch my home. Hello, little cherub. I think I've read out little cherub keepsakes before, but hello anyway. Hello. So today we are going to be talking about why a brand is the most important thing that you guys should be working on this week. So a lot of us in the summer, we get a little bit quieter. Also depends on what it is that we sell, but a lot of the time, most retail and e-com stores do go quiet. I used to work, I mean, if any of you guys are saying, yeah, but like brick and mortar stores are like really busy. Well, I used to work in a very popular seaside resort at a shop there, and at this time of year it was still always dead. So I don't think you can really win. I think it kind of depends on, again, what it is that you sell. But we might find ourselves these days with a little bit more time, okay? And that is why I really wanted to talk about what we're going to be working on this week, okay? So and like I feel like I'm going to run with this theme as in what you should be working on this week. I really feel like that's a really cool thing. So that why the brand is the number one thing you should be working on this week. So the Painted Meadow says clay gifts and keepsakes, meaningful gifts lovingly made. Awesome, awesome. Hello, yes, new here. Hello. If you're new, say hello. Like, you're gonna love it here. Like, Mondays at 1 o'clock is going to become your new thing because we hang out and we have like just the best time, which is awesome. So shall we get into it, guys? Shall we get into it? Now, these lives they tend to be kind of like 15 to 20 minutes long. I like to keep them bite-sized so that you guys can take actionable advice rather than like having to watch all the way through and be like, okay, yeah, so what do I have to do? Colonel made jewelry, yes, managed to catch a live at last. I make bit jewelry, but looking to narrow down the type of things I make. Awesome. I love that. Niching is such a passion of mine. It's all a passion of mine, really, let's be honest. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you'll know that I'm like, you know, you get me going on something and I'm like, woo, wind her up and watch her go. Oh, hello, Crystal Dreams Boutique. Hello. So the first thing I wanted to say about brand, okay, I know a lot of people are like, but Steph, what even is a brand? Like, I hear branding and I'm like, what is that, like fonts? fonts, a logo, maybe like a brand palette, colors, maybe. And while that is the physical kind of representation of what your brand is, it's not branding. Okay, branding is actually so much deeper than that. There's a lot of psychological things when it comes to branding. Okay, and we're not going to be going too far into that today, but branding is so super important. And it's one of those things where I would say that if you have time on your hand, let's say, and you're like, right, I want to make my business better, but I don't want to go and change all these things just because I might be feeling a little bit bad. Remember, we talked about this before, that so many business owners change things based on how they feel, which is like this, rather than based on facts, which are like this. Okay. Claire, I'm usually in my day job, so I can never watch live. I've been following you for ages. I think that's what I meant to say. And made loads of changes to my shop. I now have plans for 3 due to branding. Awesome. Love that. And then Joe says, hi Joe, how are you? So a lot of people will change things based on how they feel rather than the facts, right? And there's 2 things that I always say to people that you should work on. If you want to do something in your business, it's these 2 things. Number 1, work on deepening your brand. Number 2, work on your target market. You can never have too much time spent on your brand or on your target audience. Now, I'm not talking about procrastinating, because procrastinating is like a whole other thing. Procrastinating is where you're like changing your font for the 10 billionth time because you think it's going to get you more sales. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. Procrastinating is not going to get you more sales. What is going to get you more sales is by deepening that brand connection. Okay, so I've kind of just like giving you like a little bonus tip, as I always tend to do. But okay, so why is a brand the number 1 thing you should work on this week? Let me know if you guys can like guess, or whether you want to give me your take on that sentence. Let me know, why is a brand the number 1 thing that you guys should be working on this week? I'm not just talking about this week in particular. Like, there's no special bring a brand week. Like, it's nothing special. I just mean, why I just get the feeling, kind of from osmosis, I guess, being in the group, that everyone's kind of like, I've got this little lull right now, and I really want something to do within my business that's gonna affect me in the long run, right? Because as we talked about in the Flourish event, everything we do in our business will expend either one of these 3 things: energy, time, money. You can't get away from it. Either you spend money and you save time, or you spend time and money and you expend energy. It's all these things, right? So you want to make sure that you're working on things within your business, even if it's not costing you a lot of money. You want to be making sure you're working on things that's actually going to drive you forward in the long run. Let's have a look. The FizzBiz, finding the right audience, I am struggling with. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I can do a couple of lives on that if you want, or if you want to like get straight in there, there's some videos on my channel about that. Crystalis costume design, proper branding speaks to your target audience directly. Yes, amazing, awesome. Well done, guys. That is awesome. So the brand, your brand, why is it important? The number 1 thing is that your brand is something you will always own. Okay. Now, I speak to a lot of Etsy shop owners, and I hate saying Etsy shop owners because I really want to work with people who don't want to just build an Etsy shop. They want to build a handmade creative brand that is a legacy brand. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is a brand that is going to kind of be there for themselves and their family and any team members that they ever want to bring on. Does that make sense? So we're not just building Etsy shops here, okay? That is not what we're doing. But if you have that attitude going into it, if you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna like throw a few things on Etsy and just kind of see how it goes, that's fine for the first month or 2. But then there comes a point where you've got to be really serious, okay? Because you don't want to, there's certain decisions that you have to make that are different from an Etsy shop, just kind of hanging out there, versus a brand. And building a brand, whether it's on eBay, whether it's on Etsy, whether it's on Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, whatever platform there is, you always want to be building your brand, and that should be your focus. So if you want like a little bit of homework this week, I want you to change the way you think about your business. I don't want you to say, I'm a small business owner. Small, we don't like that word. We don't like that word here. Nor do I want you guys to say, I am an Etsy shop owner. You are a brand developer. You are a brand owner. You're building your brand. You're building your empire. Just change that little mindset thing. Okay. Does that make sense? Give me some like thumbs up. Give me some love if that all makes sense. Charlie says a brand creates emotion / aspiration. Yes. Good. Joe says completely missed the Flourish event. Have so much going on outside of my business. Sorry to hear that. You'll catch the next one. Slightly off topic, but can we have a short idiot's guide to the packaging thing for Germany, either a live or a post? You can, although I will say it's changing a little bit at the moment. So I would say, to be honest, I'm not the best person to ask because it is kind of dependent on where you live. So if I did something for the UK to Germany, it might be different from the States to Germany. So I would just say to go on, I would say Royal Mail. I'm pretty sure they have a really good like little blog post on it. I'll try and find it and I'll pop it in the group. The fizz beers, yes, and that makes me excited. Awesome, love that. So a brand is something you will always own. Okay, it doesn't matter where you take that brand, and that is why a brand is so much more than just an Etsy shop. A brand is so much more than anything. A brand is, I want you to think of a brand as a living, breathing thing, almost like it sounds really, really strange, but I want you to think of a brand as something you nurture, a bit like a child, right? You nurture your brand, you nurture this thing that is eventually going to grow up into something and flourish into something beautiful and amazing. That's kind of what I want you to think of your brand. So your brand is something that you always own. Okay. And, you probably have seen brands where they go onto ASOS or they go onto eBay or they go onto different platforms, but you see that brand and you always know you can trust them. Like, for example, I don't know if many of you guys like buy a lot from Argos, right? Which is like a catalog shop in the UK if you're not from here. But Argos has like an eBay shop. They're in Sainsbury's now. Like, they are a brand that is hosted on multiple different marketplaces, platforms now. But you always see Argos and you're like, well, I trust them because I know them. I've seen them. I've seen like their branding. I resonate with it. I just get it. Okay. Does that make sense? And that's what I really want for you guys, is to build a brand. Okay. So it's something that you always own. And I want you to just remember that, is that whenever you're getting a little bit sort of down about Etsy or maybe your own website, or maybe you're doing like a craft fair or a brick and mortar store, I want you to understand that you're building your brand, and that is something that you always own. Now, it does take time to build your brand. I'm not saying it's going to be an instant thing, because it's not. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. It is something that will take you years to build. And that is why I always say, make sure that you're passionate about what you do, because you will probably be talking about it for years to come. Okay. So the second thing is that a good brand can withstand any algorithm changes. All right. And I really, truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. A brand can withstand any algorithm changes because it's not reliant on traffic coming in from algorithm-based means or ways or whatever. Does that make sense? So a brand will always have a steady flow of traffic because it's built that customer base. So this is why I'm always harping on it, you guys, to build an email list. An email list is so important. It is like the first step, the first rung of the ladder in owning your brand and really owning a customer base. Okay. So, a lot of brands, they have email lists of like hundreds of thousands of people. I don't think they really care if Etsy does a little tweak with where they are in the search results, or fees go up a little bit, or do you know what I mean? It's because they already know they have that ready-made like list of people who are going to come and who are going to buy from them. Okay, so that is another reason a good brand can withstand any algorithm changes. Are there any questions so far, guys? Let me know. Pop them in the comments. Just have a little sip. I've got all the doors and windows closed in here. It heats up in here pretty fast. So it's something that you will always own, and it can withstand any algorithm changes. And also as well, like going off of that, when you build a brand, you're building a means that you can pretty well get sales on demand. Now, that sounds good, right? It sounds really good, the fact that you could just have a brand, have something where you can just pretty well get sales on demand. Does that make sense? And that is what it means to have a brand that you own. I know I've said brand. I mean, can we have like a little counter somewhere of like how many times I've said brand in this thing? But really, a brand is so much more. And what Charlie said was a brand creates emotions and aspiration. I mean, that is really going deep. I won't go too deep into it because this video will be like so long. But again, like that is why you need to be working on it this week. It's really, really important. Now, a lot of you guys might be asking, well, how can I build a brand that like goes that deep? Like how can I actually do this? And the thing is that I would just start small, start simple. What are your brand values? Give me 3 to 5 words that embody your brand values. Find your brand voice on social media. You don't have to follow all of the trends and all of the things and all this kind of stuff. But tell me like what 3 to 5 words, and actually do it here now on the comments wherever you're watching this. If you're watching it back on YouTube, #replay. Pop it in the comments. Let me know what 3 to 5 words embody your brand. Right. And that in itself is a starting point. Write those 3 to 5 words down, put them somewhere on your desk or wherever it is that you work, on your desktop, like set it as your phone wallpaper, right? And everything you do online that is anything to do with your business, I want you to embody those values. That's the first step. So super easy. That is the first step. The first easiest step is just to start to understand what your brand values are and embody that online. And a lot of the time, this is your own values as a human, because we are creatives, right? We are makers. We are creating things from our hands. That is a direct, our brand as a creative business owner is literally like a mirror held up to us. Some things may slightly change. You might not always be funny, charismatic, quirky in real life, but your brand will always be. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got trustworthy, transparent, caring, helpful, honest. Love that. Love that. Awesome. We've got bright, positive, funky. Awesome. Bespoke, quality, slow, fashion, luxury. Love that. Love that. Eco-friendly, quality, fun, cute, sustainable, amazing, quality, fun, original, delightful. Okay. Write those words down. If you guys are watching, please do this. Just grab anything like a napkin, a bit of toilet roll. I don't know. Write it on your wall. They don't really do that, but write it down. Write those things down. Even if you're looking at it right now and going, not quite right, just write those down. Build on them later. Start to embody those things going forward. Please, please, please. It's really, really important. We've got meaningful, encouraging, inspiring, helpful to the hurting heart. Love that. Love, honest, unique, stylish. Amazing. Love it. So you guys are really kind of like digging deep, and I love that. So that's literally the first step. Embody those things in everything you do. Okay. So the very last thing is that if you build this brand, and I've already given you the first step, okay, I've already given you the literally the first step, just carry on going with that. Once you have really been doing this for some months, and it will take time, it will. I'm not going to like sugarcoat it and say it's going to be done in like a week, because it's not, okay? But what I want to say is that once you've built a brand that really connects with your target audience, you will never question what products you should make again. Nor will you ever question, what should I post on social media again? You will never have any of these bits of guesswork because you won't need to. You won't need to because you'll know exactly, who you're trying to serve and what your brand values are. So building a brand home base, which is kind of what we or rather a home hub, that is what we talk a lot about when it comes to social media, having that one place where you build a community rather than spreading yourself thin and having like 20 gazillion different places that you do social media online. Build a home hub and start to curate a community within that home hub. Okay, can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be a Facebook group. It doesn't have to be Instagram. It doesn't have to be anything. It just has to be a place that you like to use and show up online. Okay, so it will help with product creation. And the reason why it will help with product creation is because you'll have like a ready-made list of your target audience within this home hub. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. So just to quickly recap, I'm going to end it in a second, but just to recap, it's something you will always own, which is like really just amazing. It's a good brand can withstand any algorithm changes, and building a brand home hub will help with creation. Okay. So guys, I really hope that was helpful for you. Let me know, come and post in the Facebook group if you are, if you are going to take this first step in really kind of building your brand. Also, as well, if you guys want to join in the free masterclass, it's going to be talking about conversion, how to find your target audience, and all that kind of stuff. Then you want to go to handmadebosses.com/conversion. Or if you're watching on Instagram, if you go to the link in bio, you can find the link there, and also like lots of other bits and bobs as well. But guys, I really hope this was helpful. Let me know. Tell me, DM me or pop a little comment in. What's your first steps? What are you doing? Show me your posts. Like, show me your embodiment of all of these values in your post. Come on over and really show us. So guys, I really hope that was helpful. Much love to you all, and I will catch you this time next week in the next live. Bye everyone.